Guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I run a top-down analysis on step index. All right, this is a breakdown of how I take my time to break the market down, applying the concept of multi-time frame analysis. If you have not watched the video of that multi-time frame analysis, please make sure you check the previous video. All right, I've talked about market structure. I'm still going to go deeper into it. There are other important videos that I've made, and if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to it. There's a Telegram link where I run free analysis. If you don't mind, you can join the Telegram group. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're new, and hit the like button. So without wasting much of our time, this is step index. All right, although I have other analysis which I've done for the day. I have the likes of, this is volatility 25 index. This is my expectational bias on the volatility 25 index. I have that of volatility 10 index. This is V50, and this is currently the one that is playing out. This is J10. So my next step here is to run a top-down analysis on step index to see what I am looking at for step index today. All right. So here I have to check for what the structure is saying. All right. I'm a structure trader. I pay very close attention to structure, and I am not really an indicator trader, okay? Just a pure price action. So I'm not going to pay attention to any indication. I like keeping my chart very clean, okay? So if you look at it carefully from this region, the step index is bearish within this particular time frame. How do I know that it's bearish? When you look at it, there is a break of structure to the downside here. There's a break of structure here, a pullback. Okay, the market put to this place, break structure to the downside. But here, there was a break. This was the previous lower high. All right, this was the previous lower high. It was broken to the upside, although we're expecting that what market want to switch from being bearish to bullish. But what happened? The market crashed all the way down to this place, okay? Creating a new lower low, which means there is a break of structure within this level to create a new lower low here. Now this is the new lower high and the new lower low. So currently, this is where, from this point, the market shifted from being a bearish market towards a bullish market. How do I know that? There's something they call change in character or switch in market structure. There's a switch because this was the last lower high that was broken to the upside. So I'm going to label this as what? BOS, which is what? The break of structure. Okay, this is the break of structure to the upside. All right, then there is a pullback. There is a pullback to create a what? After the break of structure, what we have is that the market creates a new high. Okay, then it came back to it pullback or retreats to create what? A new, higher low. And then what we have is that the market creates a new higher high. There is a break of structure to the upside here to create a new higher high. So the market pull all the way down. If you pull down your Fibonacci, I don't consider weak. When I'm marking my structure on the daily time frame, I don't consider weak as a break of structure. So at this point, I still believe that this is just a 100% Fibonacci pullback. Okay, this is just a 100% Fibonacci pullback. And then I was expecting, there's an expectation here that the market will create a new higher high. But the market will have to do a thing. As an analyst, you don't tend to to be in control of the market, like telling the market what to do. You have to follow up with what the market is doing. But then the market crashed all the way down. After a little pullback, it fails to create a new higher high and crash all the way down to this point. Okay, so at this point where this recent this was where this point was broken, at this level where this particular leg was broken, I need to mark it for you to understand what I'm saying. This was a higher, this was a higher low that was expecting that it will create a new higher high, all right? But then it was broken to the downside. At this point, we can say that the market is beginning to shift from being a bullish market to what? A bearish market. But what happened? After this lower low was created by the market, we expect that there will be a kind of pullback to some certain extent to create a new lower low, so that we can confirm that this market is now a bearish market. But instead, the market came all the way up here to create a new higher high. All right, the market came all the way up here to create a new higher high. So at this point, I want to start my labeling that this is a break of structure. This is a break of structure. This is a break of structure. Sorry, I don't know why my mouse is misbehaving. This is a break of structure, BOS. I like to keep my charts very, very clean so that I know what I am looking out for in the market. This is a break of structure, BOS. And then what I have here is, this point is known as what's the new higher high. You can call it daily. All right, this is how I mark my structure, daily higher high. Okay, and I can call this point daily. I can call this point daily lower low. Okay, then what with this, I can scale down to what? The 4-hour time frame to check what the market is doing. All right, so I have already understood what the market is doing on the daily. I'm now on the 4-hour time frame. So when you look at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that the market is bullish on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that the market is bullish on the 4-hour time frame. And what we expect actually from the daily, the information I grabbed from the daily, is that the market will eventually break this new high to create a new higher high, which means chances for me to have a pro trade in step index, I should be looking for a way to buy step index at this point based on what the structure is telling me. So I have to scale down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you observe also that the market is in a bullish state. How do you know? From here, there is a shift in structure here. It creates, okay, that from this point, it creates a lower high. The market was kind of bearish within this region. After this recent lower low, it came down to this place to create what? A lower high. And what happened? There is a break of structure to the upside. Immediately this structure is broken to the upside. What do we expect next? We expect that the market will continue in this bullish state. And if you follow the markings carefully, after this break, although there is a break to the downside, but this was the last break of structure to the downside here. So there is a break to the downside here. So to confirm that the market is still in a bullish state, to confirm that the market is still in a bearish state from here, immediately after this pullback, right? Immediately after this pullback, we expect that this recent lower low should be taken out. But what do we see? This low was not taken. everything that was happening here was just a kind of consolidation. All right, it was just a range. Okay, the market was just playing around within this range. But what we discover is that there is a within from this place, this was the highest point the market rallied to. This was the highest point the market rallied to. Actually, the intention of this point is to form a lower high that we expect to create a new lower low. Okay, this is our expectation within this region. All right, but then instead of seeing this, what happened? The market failed to take down this lower low, and what we see is that the market eventually breaks structure to the upside here. Okay, I'm marking out the 4-hour zone. It breaks structure to the form side, pull back to form a higher low. And what happened again? The structure was broken to the upside. What happened after the structure was broken to the upside? It pulled back to form a higher low, and then there is a break of structure to the upside again. So at this point, I have this swing high and this swing low as my H4. I will label it H4. I'll call it H4 higher low. H4 higher low, and this is my H4 higher high. All right. So having said that, I will have to scale down to what? The 15 minutes, which is mostly my entry time frame, which is, you see how I'm marking out all my structure from the daily down to the 4-hour. I'm now on the 15 minutes. Reset your chart, and then you have to look at what the structure is. If you may looking at this, we can see that looking at this chart, we can see that the 15 minutes is what? The 15 minutes is bearish. All right. So for us to have, remember that our expectational order flow is that the market should create a new higher high on we expect that the market should create a new higher high on the higher time frame, which is the daily. Also, we expect a new higher high should be created on the 4-hour. So, but now that the 15 minutes is bearish, what do? We now test for violation of trend line. So I have to identify my trend line. This is a valid trend line. Okay, you can see how the market touched this point and crashed all the way to this point. So for me to have a good position for a buy, I might decide to target this particular point here as my TP. I can call it TP. TP level. Okay, I can call it TP level, so that whoever look at my analysis can understand what is happening. You can understand the decision you want to take in the market. All right. So what I need to see is, this was based on the 15 minutes. I can call this point 15 minutes what? Lower low. Okay. And then this was what? The 15 minutes. This was what? 15 minutes. This was 15 minutes lower high. All right. So 15 minutes lower high. Oh, so sorry. I have to label it for you to know the decision you want to take. 15 minutes lower high. Okay, so for me to have a proper entry, I can actually expect that there should be a break of, there should be a shift in market structure or transition. We call it transition. I'm still going to make a video on transition. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to it and hit the like button. If you still want to see most of my analysis, my free signal, you can join the Telegram group on the description button. Okay, so I expect a shift in market structure or